Hi everybody, and a very big and warm welcome to you today. It's evening time in Greece and some of you are just getting up. It's the beginning of your day. So I wanted to talk to you today a little about this very important energy that is coming up, that starts at the end of this month, but we're already feeling that energy. And because it's so important, I thought it was a good idea to talk about it sooner so that we can begin to prepare for this kind of energy, and to the best of our ability collectively together, as you, my family here, see if we can use it in a constructive way, in a way that is building rather than destructive. Because there's one thing about Martian energy, Mars, it has everything to do with me. What's in it for me? But Mars comes into its own when it really becomes a responsible and kind leader. So I'd like to ask you a question here. What's changed for you in your life in this last 3-month period since we've had this coronavirus? What are the things in your life that you've noticed are different? What are the things you're not going to go back to? For me, I'm going to share a few things that I've noticed that I feel are quite different. One, as I've said a few times, is I'm much less wasteful. I'm really thinking carefully about just about everything that I'm using. I hardly use my car. I used to use my car fair bit. Now, if I can just be home and maybe walk to the places that I need to get to, or have what I need delivered, I don't use the car. I use electricity less. I think to myself, yeah, I don't need to do another wash. Do I really need to do another wash? Could it wait another day or 2 or 3? Another thing is I've noticed one of the best things that's happened to me is I've got Lucy, who came along during this time period and reached out and said, would you like help moderating? And here she is online with me and doing a terrific job. Thank you, Lucy. Natalie's been listening to attention more. Ray Jesse Gordon, your perspective as a leader and not a follower. Wow. Okay, these are great things. What I'm resolving to do, and I'm noticing is more and more important, is how can I be kind with every single person I interact? On the phone, on Zoom, on WhatsApp, in person, if I'm lucky. What are the things? So these are just some of the things, and I'm noticing more that there seem to be quicker karmic reactions to actions. Things are speeding up. The responses to actions are quicker. There are quicker answers in the environment now. I think we've seen how quickly, when we stop being destructive and we stop putting our awe in our environment, not buying as many clothes. Okay, thank you. That's Susan, thank you. You've seen a lot of our channel, seen a lot of changes in your family life. Okay, you're more tuned into nature. Wow, yes. All right, Teddy's saying hello. So really begin to look at all the things that have happened, that are happening, that are opening you up in new ways so that you won't go back to the old ways. Okay, Julie is more happy, more light-hearted, overcoming depression and anxiety. Wow, great, Julie. Yeah. So I'm thinking more. The gardener came today. I haven't had the gardener for months, but it's really looking like a jungle, to be honest. And I thought, okay. So he came along and he wanted to, put something very toxic for the weeds. And I stopped him. I said, no, whoa, wait a minute. He said, but you must do this. I said, I don't think so. First of all, I said, how's it going to affect the animals, the cats and the birds? How's it going to affect the other trees and the insects and all the life that's inside the earth? Can we use something less toxic? What can we do? Other options. Great, Julie's more mindful of being charitable. Who can I help right now? So there's, if you like, there's been a huge shift, and with this Mars going into Aries, what we have to be very conscious about is this strong possibility for aggression, for violence, for hostility, for riots, for abusive behavior. It's Mars in Aries can be really aggressive. On the other hand, it can be a wonderful leader. It can give clear direction. That's beautiful. You love being there for your parents. Manu, thank you very much for your generosity. So we have to watch, because Mars is going to be in Aries for 26 weeks. Usually Mars stays in a sign for about 6 weeks or so. This is 26 weeks of Mars in Aries. And there's a period from September the 9th to November the 13th when it's going to go retrograde. So we have to look at weapons, arms, how you respond to anger, how you respond to feeling threatened, because this aspect is beginning and it can create war. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give you the negatives that it can create so that you know. Thank you very much, Mariana. The possibilities here are more riots, more fighting, more violence, more hurting one another on the wider scale, and also within families and within one another, and even hurting yourself. So, on the one hand, we want family, we want security, we want to feel safe together, we want to feel as though we mutually support one another. I want to feel that, really do. And on the other hand, we've got our weapons up, yeah, quickly. It happened to me today, actually. It really kind of brought it home to me, because I think many of us are more vulnerable right now. There's a feeling of great vulnerability. And sometimes in vulnerability, you feel threatened and you feel as though I've got to defend myself. Yeah, I've got to protect myself. And this is just a simple thing, but the everyday little things are what makes up the tapestry of your life. So these little things do really matter. And I was speaking to the homeopathic pharmacy, I've been waiting for these remedies. And, they said they sent them by courier. I spoke with the courier, various things, and they hadn't arrived. So I was calling them, speaking my Pigeon Greek, saying, look, don't worry, the first lot's not arrived. Just let me pay for another lot. We'll sort the other lot out. I really rather need the remedies. Could you send me another lot out? Well, things became so blown out of proportion. I could hardly speak. This woman went off on me in such hostile Greek. I mean, I don't understand Greek that well, but this was enough of an energy coming through the phone that I literally had to put the phone down about a metre away from me from all this toxicity coming at me. It was violent. And then she put the phone down. And right afterwards, I must be honest, I burst into tears. It was such a feeling of like, wow, it takes so little actually to really hurt somebody if somebody's really vulnerable. Yeah, we can hurt each other really easily. We are really sensitive, and even more sensitive at this time. So I think this is a real, luckily, it blew over quickly. I could see, okay, yeah, I just had the upset, and it didn't last very long, but it really got me thinking about this energy of beating out. And this is Mars in Aries. You bastard, you bugger, you this, you that. This energy of wanting to retaliate. And I think we've been seeing that. But this fighting back doesn't work. The people who are abusive need to know they're abusive. But yeah, you would have put the phone down immediately. But Rose, sometimes you go into a shock. Yeah, and there are many frustrated people. And I was like, I couldn't actually quite believe it while it was happening. And so I think it's this need to be able to step back, try not to take things too personally, and to know that as a society, thank you very much, Lauren, the astrology is giving us a warning sign with Mars in Aries that war is a possibility. And I don't think any of us really want war. Maybe there's a very few minority that might say great, but really at the deepest soul level, I don't think anybody wants to go to war. Yeah? I just don't see that. So I think that if we can be really aware that Mars in Aries, we need people to take the leadership role. We need some really good leaders. Compassionate leaders. Yeah, compassionate leaders. Not politicians who are bloody fighting one another and criticising one another, and you did this and you did that and you did the other. That's not the direction the astrology, I feel, is showing us. The astrology is showing us that we have to come together, or nature is going to give us some more plagues and difficulties. So maybe we can choose to circumvent that, yeah, to get around it by seeing that these energies are coming up and starting to say, right, I'm ready to be counted here. I'm ready to stand up. I'm ready to say, hey, you know what? I don't want to see civil war in my country. I don't want to see people fighting one another. Black and white and religious and all these polarities. And Mars in Aries, as I said, is ready with its guns, is ready with its arms, is ready with its fist. So we've got to learn to drop the fist. Yes, Mars was the Roman god of war, absolutely. Can we trust any leaders? These are questions we've got to ask. We've got to call our leaders to account. And many of you are leaders. You're here for a reason at this time. A very big reason. You have something important to contribute. And messages get louder until you hear them. Thank you very much. Starshine Healing. Absolutely right. So we don't want, yes, there is hope. But what the astrology is showing us that for 6.5 months, we've got this swirling energy of fighting. Yeah, that's just what it's showing. So if we know that that's coming up, how can we personally, in just your everyday interactions, make allowances for people? Don't pick up the sword. Shut up and dance with me. Thank you, the code breaker. The world needs more love now than ever before. Because there will be things, I mean, even just on the roads. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but people immediately, it's like they're hooting. So wait 20 seconds, 30 seconds. All these retrogrades are asking us to go backwards. And Mars retrograde, well, this could be a great time when some amazing leaders come out who say, hey, you know, this is not what we want. This is not the direction we want to take our country. Yeah, this is an Aries painting behind me, absolutely. So, avoid arguments. See if you can get round things. See if you can step back, step away, diffuse a situation before it gets revved up. Because we're just beginning, guys. Astrologically, this looks like the beginning with the pandemic, with the riots, with the lockdowns, with the possibility of another world war. And I don't think it's coming to that. Thank you very much, Peony. I really don't think it's going to come to that, because it seems that there is enough, thank you, Susan, of a critical mass. Thank you, Lotta, much. Thank you. There's enough of a critical mass of us together who are awakening. And we're going to say, not on our watch is this going to happen. If each one of us does our bit, and that's great, BFT, thank you. You only speak when you're in alignment. I really try to do that. If I'm in a space where I'm rushing and running and pushy, I'll step back before making a phone call, before speaking to a client. I always try to say a little prayer now before coming online with you, that the information that I share will be uplifting, will be inspiring, will be helpful, will be valuable to you in some way, to move us all along, yeah? We are seeing, we've got this internet now, we are all connected. And we've got to connect for the good and not for the divisiveness. What we can do is this New World Order chip. Well, the Pleiadians have been telling me in my ear that actually there's a lot of help from ETs and angelic bodies and various energies, spiritual energies in the world right now opening, that are going to reduce any kind of toxicity that might be put into any vaccine or anything like that. Yeah, there is help right now. Thank you, Codebreaker. Yep, a lot of people are dismissing messages from the Pleiadians, it's true. But many too are open, and I've had hundreds of questions from you. Lucy's been kindly sorting them out. Thank you, Lucy. And she's encouraging you to like the video. Thank you for liking the video. It helps more people to join us. So yeah, I think, Laura, a lot of people, we are getting sucked into this 3D drama. Yeah? Yeah, it is something. That's why we need to come together and see that we can use these powerful aspects in a way that is going to turn around the tide of toxicity and negativity, right? Because our Mother Earth, just think about this. This I keep thinking about astrologically. Until 2025, we have a predominance of the outer planets in earth and water signs. Earth, water. The earth, our food, our Mother Earth, our Mother Nature, our animals, our security, our stability. This has to be our focus. We have to listen to Mother Nature. Just look what Mother Nature gives us. The sunshine, the rain, the flowers, our food, our vegetables, nurturing us in every possible way. Mother Nature, like giving to its children. Yeah, we're the children on Mother Earth. And we keep taking, we take this and we take that, we take the other. But we're only to take what we really need and not more. And we're not going to be allowed to destroy Mother Earth anymore. She's not going to have it. This is what we are being pushed to change. So we don't have to have more violence and pain and destruction. We have to come above that, rise above it, and move into the spiritual direction rather than all the material direction. How do you, Care is asking, how do you disperse the energy of anger? The energy is intense, it is not gentle. You are absolutely right, yes. This is why I wanted to do this video in advance of the Mars in Aries, because right now Mars is square the Sun, which is bringing out this impatient energy. Yeah? It's not the way to deal with it, yeah? We're not going to win. We're not going to create the kind of environment that we want on this planet Earth if we don't respect the Earth and stop being destructive. Destructive in every one way or another. So, I think that we've got to create a new leadership and a different... Mars in Aries is about leadership, and it's about having leaders who are firm but clear that the direction of the world is unity, unified together, and that everybody matters. Everybody. Animate and inanimate. That everything matters. And that we're all connected. I was listening today a little earlier to Rabbi Simon Jacobson. He wrote a book called Towards a Meaningful Life. Beautiful book, sold millions of copies. And he was saying that when he was growing up, and same for me, we're a similar age, there used to be 3 things that they said that you don't need in the body. You don't need your wisdom teeth, you don't need your tonsils, and you don't need your appendix. And it's true, they used to say, the appendix, you don't need that. But they've since found that you bloody do need the appendix. It has a function. It is important. The tonsils now are known to fight infection and be really important. So the things that we think are superfluous, or thought were superfluous to the physical body, we've now shown are not so. So not one of us is superfluous, right? We've got trillions of cells, apparently, so the scientists say, in our bodies. Each one has got a purpose. Each one of you. You have a divine mission here. And Mars in Aries is asking you to say, hey, where do I need to stand up for something that matters to me? Mars in Aries needs to do that. Right now Mars is in Pisces, so, you know, everybody's a little confused, everybody's a little bit, yeah, not sure. There's a lot of confusion and chaos. But Mars going to Aries, this is your chance now to take a stand. But not only take a stand, Aries is about action. It's about just do it. It's the Nike sign of go, go, go. It's very creative. It's the part of you that needs to be creative. When you're being creative, you are connecting to the creative source. And you become powerful, you become strong in that, because you connect to something bigger than you. Wow, Luca had a wisdom tooth that got taken out and it grew back. Great, there you are, your body needed it. So, I would say, as a suggestion, because Mars in Aries is about taking an action, set a clear intention that every day you are going to be kind to every single person you encounter. Every day. And that you strive for that. Yeah, you might not do it. I have to admit, I don't always do it. Especially if a group of people are coming at me on the street, none of them with masks, they're shouting loudly, some of them sneezing. I have to say, it's like, yeah, so I do have my personal reactions to situations. But these little reactions are very important to notice and become aware of, because those make up the tapestry of what we're creating together. What I do affects you, what you do affects me. Archana, thank you very, very much. Yeah? And that everything has an effect. What we're moving towards as this Mars energy goes into Aries. So on the 20th, we've got the Sun going into Cancer. We've got the eclipse. Cecilia, I'll come back to that question. I'll try to remember it. How to find out your life's purpose. Let me come to it. So, Sun in Cancer on the 20th of this month. Only 10 days away. On the 21st, the powerful eclipse in Cancer. On the 5th of July, on the 28th, Mars into Aries, Cardinal sign. On the 5th of July, an eclipse in Capricorn, Cardinal sign. Cardinal, Cardinal, Cardinal. Cardinal signs. Aries, Libra. Cancer, Capricorn. Somewhere you will have these signs in your chart. You may not be a sun sign, but you will have these signs somewhere in your chart. So, again, this is all about leadership and change. So, things are uncertain right now. But where do you need to say, I matter? I matter upon planet Earth. I'm not here to hide anymore. I'm not going to hide my light under a bushel. We can light one another up. Yes, the universe is making us aware. So, and then in October, I will be talking about these things as they're coming. We've got a new moon in Libra on the 16th of October, which completes again this cardinal cross. In 2008 onwards, 2015, we had what was known as the cardinal climax. So we've been building up to these years, and then 2020, this October time, is a really powerful moment. So that's why it's really important right now to see that when we're moving into cardinal energy, the cardinal signs are always changes of the season. The summer, the spring, the autumn, or the fall, or the winter. So it's a change of energy, it's a change of flavour. And we've got to find ways, Mars in Aries energy, to create new experiences on the knowledge and the truth that we're learning. Now, thank you. Thank you. Yes, Ray of Thoth 24. Yes. Mother Julie Andrews. Oh, I'd love to look like Julie Andrews. She's gorgeous. Thank you, Boss of Yen. I feel like singing The Sound of Music now. Doe a deer, a female deer. My 98-year-old Auntie Jenny in Manchester. She said that all her life there has not been a day where she's not sung. She said very often if she's in a bad mood or something's not all right, she'll start singing. And it changes it for her. So what changes it for you? Maybe it's something as simple as whistling a tune or singing. Thank you very, very much, dear Julie. Thank you. What a beautiful message. Thank you. Thank you, Nandini, very much. So, what I try to do with all this energy of the cardinal signs, and especially as we've still got this Capricorn energy going on, I'm certainly going to be speaking about the Capricorn energy of the eclipse coming up on the 5th of July, because we've got the Cancer and Capricorn energy still going on, is very much about pushing yourself out of this comfort zone. In terms of the West, at least, I don't think there's ever been a more comfortable world in terms of materialism. In terms of having the material needs of houses and cars and food and gadgets and all sorts of things. Yeah? All those things. And yet, it's not made us happy. Not on that deeper spiritual level. So we're moving now to find out what makes us happy on the spiritual level. And what does nature want from us? What do we need to listen, to hear, to see, to smell, to touch with our senses? And what nature wants from us is to come together. And we've got to actually do it. It's not enough to say it, to think it, to hope it. But we've got to do it. And, I have my challenges in this, yeah? I can't say that I'm anywhere near perfect. I need your help. We need one another's help to be able to deal with the great challenges that we face, but the great opportunities that we encounter in this time of challenge and change. We need leaders like Martin Luther King. We need leaders like Gandhi, Nelson Mandela. People who are inspiring, but who want to bring together and not criticize. When you see a leader who is criticizing another, that's not the leadership we need right now. We need the leadership that says, okay, you've got a different viewpoint, but come on the same ship with me. We're going to have some rough waters, and I need you on my boat. I don't want you on a separate boat. That's what we're being asked for. Yeah, going for walks are great. I honestly am so grateful for my legs and that I can walk, because that does diffuse the energy. And prayers diffuse the energy, and singing diffuse the energy, and chanting. And thinking about somebody you love diffuses the energy, whether they're alive or passed on. I sometimes think about my dad, and it just puts a smile on my face, I miss him now. He's been gone a long time, but I still miss him. So it's interesting what I've noticed as well collectively, that the focus now in the news 3 months ago or before COVID was on celebrities and this one and that one and sports people. There's a lot of focus on all those kinds of things. And now the focus is on doctors and nurses and scientists, medical professionals. It's changed, hasn't it? It's changed. So where do we want the focus to be for this next leap? This next leap. I almost feel like we are Noah's Ark. We're having to get on Noah's Ark. It's the story of Noah, where everything is crashing around. Nature or God is very displeased with what the people have been doing. We've not been behaving ourselves at all, really. I mean, how can it be that there is a mile wide of plastic in the seas? A mile wide, and God knows how deep, and the fish are dying in that. I mean, how can we have done these things? So we are, we've got big corrections to make. But now let's get on this Noah's Ark. And each one of us has got something special to give. Each one of the animals, he had to take one of each. This is a different kind of ark. But we need to move upwards to that ark where we can connect with the spiritual, higher, transcendent life. We have to take care of our animal needs. Thank you, Maria. That's so lovely. I hope my daddy's there watching. Thank you. So, we have to take care of the material needs. We know that. But do we need 100 different cheeses? Do we need 20 varieties of milk? I mean, I'm not saying that this is wrong, don't get me wrong, but I'm just asking the question. Uranus in Taurus, our material needs, an awakening, a shake-up. How many clothes do you need? How many shoes do you need? How much do we need to take from the earth? Yeah, Uranus in Taurus, an awakening, because Mother Earth gives very fruitfully. Yes, you look at the tree. I'm looking at this gorgeous fig tree in next door's garden. It's now overgrowing into my little patch. And these teeny little figs growing. And it's so glorious. There's so many of them. Mother Nature is so generous. But let's only take what we need so that all of us can have what we need. And then I think we've got to learn. I think we've got to study. Uranus in Taurus, Uranus is the higher mind. How can we use the higher mind to utilize the resources upon our planet Earth in a healthy way, in a kind way, in a loving way, in a spiritual way? Mother Earth has got everything on her that we need to heal, from herbs to remedies to plants. It's got everything. It's all right here. And that's these between now and 2025, we've got this window, 2024-25, where we must focus on this healing of ourselves with our earth. And growing our own foods, and blessing those foods, and appreciating those foods. Yeah, these are delights of the physical world. But I think it's important that, because Taurus is about our money, our investments, where are we going to invest our time and our energy? And I think there will be those of us who will need to invest in agriculture, in land, in our homes, in our houses, in our food, in our water supply, in our energy, in our heating, all these things. And yeah, we've been very spoiled, very bloody spoiled. Yes, Susan, absolutely. And now it's time to look at, thank you so much, dear Elle. It's time to look at, right, where do I want to invest these precious breaths that I've been given? What is most important for me to do, Mars in Aries, at this time? What do I most need to learn? Where do I most need to take action? Where could I be most effective? What do I feel most passionate about? And it doesn't mean to say you can't be a warrior. Yes, Martin Luther King had a dream. Mother Teresa, look what she did. There's a beautiful leader. So there's many different ways of leading, but we have to connect in now with our governments and with the people who lead our worlds. We need different kinds of leadership, and that's what this Mars in Aries is calling for. And if we go round and round in the similar kind of leadership, which is divisive and fragmented, then we move more towards war and guns and weapons and missiles. I mean, I got to thinking the other day, maybe we won't need any police. Maybe we don't need a police force. Notice we use the word force. Maybe we won't need it. Maybe we will be educated so well enough that we will know what to do and how to behave from an instinctive point, but also a learning viewpoint as to how to create social structures that work. Abundance is earned, not given. Yeah. So, we must protect freedom of speech. Absolutely. Okay, Rose. Yes. So, investing. What do you want to invest in? That's a big question about Uranus in Taurus into 2025. So these years, I feel, are very significant. The next 6 months, extremely significant, that we don't go into more of a destructive mode. Because Mars in Aries can be very destructive, but that we go into a mode of firmness, and those who are here to lead the way in compassionate leadership must come out and must be counted. We're not here to fight. We are here in peace, but we are here to bring about a change. So, Neptune is in Pisces also until 2025. This whole time period is a very key time period. Beautiful, thank you, Redrick. Civil community doesn't need to be policed if we are civil with one another. Alyssa says, we'll always need the police. Okay, great. These are just different views. Maybe both are true, just depending where you are, where you live, how you see your world. Some of you are saying humans are incapable of being civilized. Human nature has to change. That is the evolutionary jump that we are now facing. And you're saying here the strong will survive, but the strong need to help those weaker ones, because we need you all. Everybody is needed. You wouldn't be here if you weren't needed. You're one of the 3 million or so over trillion cells in the body. each one needed, each one with a function that provides the well-being of the whole. So Neptune in Pisces, unity is the key to health. If we come together, I think a lot of our health issues, our health problems will diminish and die out. I think we've got to stop being cruel. Humans seem to be the only destructive force in this world. And that we've got to serve Mother Nature. We are here to serve her. We have been given so much. What can we do to serve? Protect and serve. Thank you, Christopher. So, yeah, Mars enters Aries June 27th, 28th. And thank you, Tara. Meditation is, of course, very good for those of you that can meditate. And I suppose just really the heads up is how to be gentle with everybody and at the same time firm. There's the gentleness and there's the firmness. The Cancer energy, the teddy, the soothing, the softness, and then being firm. Hey, we have to create a new world. Mars in Aries is the pioneer. It finds new lands, new places. But we've got to teach it to be peaceful and to work with others. Thank you very much, Carmen. Thank you. Absolutely, Alyssa, that is not civilized. I'm absolutely agreeing with you. Burning down the Amazon, the things that we've been doing. Mother Nature is very, very upset with us. This is why we are being brought together with many global threats now, showing us that we have to make this leap. So Mars in Aries, think carefully about when you are angry. I like that Talking Heads song. I hate people when they're not polite. Yeah, really. So I want to thank Lucy for being here today. She's handling this live chat with all of you. She loves to create the community. For me, you are my family. You are my community. Thank you to those of you who are able to be here live, right here, right now with me. I feel as though we are creating something here together. I'm looking forward to, I think this is a time, these next 6 months, where it's like, okay, where do you need to show leadership? It might be in your family. It might be on a wider scale. But where do you need to come out, be seen, and change this drawing of blood? Do we need any more bloodshed? No more bloodshed, guys. Let's say an end to that. And bloodshed isn't only violence with guns. Bloodshed is when you hurt somebody verbally. Yeah, you can really hurt somebody with words. Yeah, all the different ways that we've hurt one another. And Mother Nature and animals. God, what we're doing with the animals. So all of these things. Life purpose. Cecilia, you reminded me. How to find your life purpose. Well, right now, you're probably going to be seeing more of the things that you want, and the things that you don't want are going to be more obvious to you. Look at what you're reading. Look at what you are interested in. Look at the things that you're good at, the things that you like, that you enjoy, and the things that captivate your interest. And follow those and learn as much as you can about them, express them, and you'll be guided to that life purpose. And also ask for guidance. I often ask for guidance from the Pleiadians, certainly, and certainly as well from divine source, from God, whatever you believe in. I ask for lots of help. And I believe that there's a lot of help here, right now, for all of us. Better not to eat too much these days. Yeah, I mean, all the addictions are coming up. I have that. I love my food. I love food. I love vegetables. right? Ugh! But how much do I really need? Am I taking in more than I need? Sometimes my waistline would indicate yes. What are you taking in more of than you need? So it's needs, not wants at this time. And the investment in your spiritual growth and in our spiritual upliftment on this planet Earth, where we're not fighting anymore. And this Mars in Aries until the middle of January is going to test us on all levels. So that's the heads up, guys. I love you all so much. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for those of you who've generously donated here in the live chat. Thank you. Thank you to those of you on Patreon with me, supporting there. Thank you to those of you who just like the videos, who write nice comments, who send me nice messages. Thank you to Lucy for being so helpful to me at this time. And I'm just really grateful. So, from Teddy, and from me, and from the Pleiadians, I wish you well. May things be peaceful in your world.